You are listening to AM Thunder, the official pay-per-view review show of Kayfabe Talk Radio. And now your hosts, Eric the Red and Mr. Bones. Alright everyone, welcome to AM Thunder, the pay-per-view review show, or at least we attempt to be. I'm Eric the Red, joined along with, as always,
Mr. Bones.
And today, we're gonna do something a little totally new-ish. We're gonna talk a little more about, at the start of this, our Ring of Honor live experience from Manhattan Mayhem, as well as the ROH 16th anniversary. So, without any further ado, Bones, I'll let you start off and talk a little bit more about what happened not this past Saturday, but almost 2 Saturdays ago already.
Okay, I just want to add one thing. What's a fast lane?
Look, and I'll mention this quick, everybody. Alright, here's the deal with that. I'll just explain this. Pat didn't watch it. He really had no desire to. I fell asleep from the Bobby Roode match within the, all the way up until Charlotte versus Ruby Riott came on. And so it's like, I slept through about an hour and a half of the fucking pay-per-view. So I can't really get on here and give you a fair review. So I'll tell more about it probably toward the end of this, or when we get on the actual KTR stream toward 12 o'clock. So I'll mention it briefly there. But anyway, yes, so go ahead, Pat.
Oh, okay, so Mayhem was fantastic. There was a lot of tag team action, but for the most part, the spots were very good. The progression of the storylines really worked. There was a lot of feuds and things that were being set up for 16th anniversary. So it was a really good show. I got to watch. There's a couple matches I missed, which Eric is probably going to give, more of a synopsis for certain matches. And the first match I saw, I for the life of me, I think it was definitely the Briscoes. I think they were facing. Oh, who did you say, Eric?
They were the Briscoes. I went back and watched the card on our club, and I recommend it to anybody that hasn't got it. It's in its early stages, so don't expect a whole lot of stuff. Though, okay, so what the first match was? It was the Briscoe brothers going against a tag team by the name of Coast to Coast, which I don't want to give the inside term, but it's a white guy and a black guy. They're a really good, like, high-flying tag team. And then the other team, I think, was the Dogs of Will Ferrara and Rhett Titus. Who Rhett Titus, he's been around for a while, former tag team partner of Kenny King's when they were doing the All Night Express gimmick here in Ring of Honor. So it's kind of what you would expect as an opener. A lot of decent spots. The Briscoes really, just carrying the match in their way with their intensity, and the fact that they were going into the 16th anniversary just 6 days later for the tag titles. So yeah, this match was more of the focus on the Briscoes, but it's not to say the other four aren't good. It's just, they're not positioned in a high storyline as of right now, to where people can look at them and go, oh, okay, these guys are good. So, I think, what was the next one?
What was it? The women's match?
Yeah, it was the women. It was this one I missed as well. I had missed as well. We had Jenny Rose and Sumi Sakai and Tennille Dashwood and I think Deonna Purrazzo. Jenny Rose, I don't know too much about. I'm learning about her for the first time.
She was actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, she is really good.
She is really good. Everyone was really good here, except I'm gonna say I didn't. I mean, she did what she needed to, but I mean, like Emma didn't really blow me away. I think she's capable of better stuff, and she just seemed to be. All she really did was lariats through the most of the match.
Well, I guess what hurts, I guess what her situation was with this is she's not
already
really
kind of over.
She's already kind of over. She didn't need to do a whole lot. Yeah, I remember too. She had to kind of protect herself because on the fourth wall. Well, not really fourth wall, but from the live perspective, she was going out there really quickly to get ready for her match to then go back out into the where they were doing autographs. So she kind of had to get in there, get her shit in, and then just go sign autographs. Not saying that as a knock, just saying that's a lot of fucking prep for her within like an hour.
That is true.
That's how I saw it. I had no idea that they were going to do an intermission so quick, but we'll get into that. The next match was this one I also missed, but I got to see on Honor Club, which was Punishment Martinez against I'm trying to remember who the fuck he wrestled.
I was Luchador. What's his name?
Oh yeah, I never seen this guy before. Fuck, I forgot the guy's name.
Oh god, it was
Let me see if I can find
Sabaro. It was
yeah, something like that. I gotta look up the card. Yeah, that's right. El Soberano Jr.
Sabrano, okay.
When I saw this match, I was like, this is like the perfect setup for like someone to just rip the mask off or use this down the road as, hey, I tricked you, I got a roll up and I'm really so and so. Like this didn't really look like one of those gimmicks that this really didn't look like one of those gimmicks that I could believe being legitimate. I guess you could say it looks like it's like a conquistador gimmick. But anyway, yeah. It was a squash. I call it like I see it. And I just want to say, too, a Punishment Martinez, I can't stress enough, I know this is only a squash, but I'll talk more about him on the 16th anniversary as far as what he could do. I'm amazed, for the life of me, why this guy is down here, and you know who is on the main roster in the biggest company, but...
That's what the majority of the crowd said the same thing. Yeah. I heard like multiple people say, and this guy's here and Baron Corbin's in WWE.
I will say one thing good about this guy Corbin. I'll just get it out now. From the Fastlane show, the Baron Corbin I saw in that 6-pack challenge, if I saw more of him, I would probably half apologize for every time I made fun of that guy, because that was the one time in how many years he finally stepped up. But you still got a lot of going there to do, kiddo. Next up on the Mayhem card, we had Flip Gordon go against Cody And very fun match. A very story heavy match. Not in the sense of not really saying like, oh, it was just all gimmick. It was just, it had a nice flow to it, and it wasn't just like a match that just was just a match. You know what I mean? It was, there was they were telling a story.
Credit to Cody. By God, he can get heat.
Oh,
by
of course.
God. No, but I mean, like, in this day and age, when he's a member of the Bullet Club, which is, like, the most over fucking, like, let's be honest, anyone who is in the Bullet Club right now, it just by itself is, because they're so popular, how can anyone take you as a heel?
Right.
And it's always been a heel team, but considering how over everybody is, how do you take anyone seriously being a heel? And God knows, man, I think for me, he's probably a bigger heel. I think he's probably one of the best heels acts going on right now. I would say even beyond the Miz in terms of just getting overall Raw heat on him every single time he goes out.
That's a little debatable, because Cody still has his fans, and especially when you put him on ROH television against Matt Taven, and you put him on pay-per-view against Matt Taven, and like Christopher Daniels, who has probably the best heat right now, I would say, within Ring of Honor, that is, I would say The Miz more than not, because there are more people that'll boo The Miz than Cody, just because of the Bullet Club association. But it's not to say Cody can't go out there and still get people to hate him. You know what I mean? He took a smart crowd in New York and got them to chant, Kenny's better. Not to say that, they're not wrong, but it's still to say that I think what was smart of him was to risk everything and just say, fuck it, I'm going to spin this guy's face.
Oh, he not only did that, but he fucking he leaves the crowd. I mean, he gets pissed off with the crowd early on. Like, he comes out, they start chanting Kenny Omega, and then because it's like almost like Eddie heat, like the type of heat where you fucking love him like 1 second, and then suddenly he can turn on a dime, and then you're fucking booing the shit out of him. And they start to chant for Kenny, and the one guy, he's like, I think the guy says Kenny Omega or something in the crowd. He's screaming, get him out, kick him out of the damn the damn arena or the ballroom, and everybody starts chanting Kenny Omega. So he says, fuck it, I'm leaving. Barry, Brandy, let's get out of here. He starts to go up the ramp, and then he comes back, and now the guy's like drinking the beer. And he sees the guy drinking the beer, he freaking gives him a look because he's wearing a Kenny Omega shirt, and just snaps the beer right out of his hand, and the beer goes all over the fucking place. And then the whole crowd screaming, buy him a beer, buy him a beer. And then the best part and the most unexpected part is this guy is like it doesn't even say any. I don't think he's saying anything. I think his buddy's like saying something for him, and the guy's like kind of like pulling his shirt and like kind of like doing like one of the like, oh, look at the shirt, it has Kenny Omega on it, so obviously to fucking lay into like the kayfabe act. So I mean, I thought it was brilliant, fucking just spitting right on the fucking shirt. That's old school, man. That's fucking old school. And he was getting old school heat, man. Like, oh god, I saw I saw this. This is the type of heat that he was creating. I actually saw somebody wing a fucking like later on. Um, when they were when they asked him to come down. I saw someone literally wing a fucking like like beer cup at Cody and accidentally hit Marty.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And then in the match, you had a lot of good spots, in like where one of them was I'm trying to remember. Like the one that really stands out, obviously, is when they did the spot I called immediately where Brandy's on the apron. And I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna do the kick spot, and she's gonna sell it. And sure enough, Cody ducks. My only critique is he could have ducked a little quicker because you knew it was coming. And then Flip hits him right in the. Oh no, I'm sorry. Flip could have ducked quicker, and Cody hits him right in the hit Brandy in the face, knocks her out. Crowd reacted really good. I will give a lot of props to that. Crowd really gave this a holy shit moment for the night.
It was, well, I mean, it was, to me, it was kind of unexpected because I think they've teased this kind of situation going forward a couple times.
Yeah, it's not to say it was bad. It's just I saw it coming because I've been watching wrestling for about 21 years straight.
Yeah. But I mean, I thought it was good. I mean,
it was good.
I predicted what was going to be happening in the next show. So,
oh yeah,
yeah, I predicted that too. No, but I mean, the fact that Barry was getting so over, especially when he got super kicked and he was like fucking selling the entire time.
Fuck the Bear! What is this? DX 2006? I love, dude. Marty's the fucking man, dude.
God damn it! So my girlfriend thinks the same thing.
Well, if Marty ever heard that code, he'd just be like, "You're darn right, she does." Oh man, but yeah. So, oh man. Side note: when I got to meet Marty, cool motherfucker. He just said he literally says the word "fuck" every other word. Just couldn't be a nicer guy. I was able to get I brought a New Japan flag that I have right next to my setup here. Got that signed by him, as well as the Bucks and Adam Page and whatnot. Got an 8x10, and they were just like, here, just take it. So I thought that was really cool. I mean, that's something I didn't have to do. Obviously, if it was one or the other, I was gonna get the flag signed, but they didn't give a shit. They just went and did the good wrestler deed, I guess you could say. But when I'm on the line for the Bucks, and this is why I missed pretty much the first half of the card, was until the Flip and Cody match. That's when I got up there. Was that the Buck line was just huge, and everyone was taking pictures with the Bear, and then the Bear goes to leave to do the match, and people were booing, and they go, "We want the Bear, we want the Bear." And then Marty just shushes everybody and goes, "Fuck the Bear." And me and our loyal listener Pete that we were with, me and him just started chanting "Fuck the Bear," to which everyone followed suit. "Fuck the Bear, fuck the Bear, fuck the Bear." So yeah, it was a funny moment, But yeah, man, solid match. Cody went over. Flipper sold the fuck out of that. The Crossroads. Is there any other spot I'm missing in that? That you remember?
I remember the all the attempts to go for the 450 that
Right.
I like the 450 into the knees. That was a pretty good spot.
Oh yeah, yeah. I also like a lot of the shit he does is so cool. I like his backwards. Oh, what the fuck is it? I'm trying to remember what he. I don't know what he would call it, but I guess you would call it like a reverse steamroller, where he goes backwards, and then he goes into a shooting star press, like a standing shooting star press. That
Yeah, okay, that is a really good move. I
that
remember
one's
that.
good. He does that quite often. He does that spot. He does the spot where he's standing on, like, he balances himself to stay on the top rope, and he just stands there on one foot and kicks the guy in the face. Like that, I could see that 1,000 times. That impresses the shit out of me. Cause like you've seen how many people that have to stand on the rope, and hold somebody, and they're standing with 2 feet on. This guy's balancing himself on one foot. It doesn't matter how long it is or how long it's not. It's impressive as shit. So.
I thought it was a very proficient match, but I thought it had a lot, like you said, it had a lot of story beats that they could go down further down the road, especially if you're watching. I mean, it helps if you watch Being the Elite. So
For sure.
But at the same time, you got the gist of the story. I just love the little touch of it. Cody did not give a fuck about his wife. He just kicked her right in the fucking head. She goes and to her credit, she takes one of the sickest bumps you can take as a person, as a woman, and yeah, because she fully sells that fucking kick. She bounces off the fucking apron and goes right to the floor.
Yeah.
So good on her. And
Yeah.
she fucking was she was out like a light. So the funniest fucking thing to me was that you have this Smokey the Bear knockoff picking up this 120-pound woman and carrying her to the back while her husband's too busy. I don't give a shit. I just embarrassed the guy I dislike.
Yeah.
And he's it's just and when I was watching him carry her to the back, I was just
No,
it
not
reminded
him.
me. No, but it reminded me of the B Universal movies from the 30s, the Frankenstein and the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
For sure.
Oh man, I thought it was fun. We're kind of giving away, kind of skipping past. But do you think he was in the bear suit the entire time?
Oh, absolutely. Nah, he did not show up to New York. They had somebody else do that. They had somebody.
I wonder who was in the bear suit though, if they were gonna take a bump like that.
I think it was for the Manhattan show. I think it was someone that they pulled out of their dojo.
Probably.
Yeah, it was somebody that pulled out of their dojo, and then obviously Kenny. We'll talk about the shit with that on the 16th anniversary. But next match, this is the only match you missed. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even though I like about 4 out of the 6 guys in this match, it was your standard 6-man match. We had the team of Silas Young, who's one of my favorites in pound for pound in Ring of Honor, and he has been for the past 5 years that I've seen this guy in this character. Beer City Bruiser, who I completely did a 180 on, and Byron Malonis, who I think they could have used anybody but him, versus Kenny King, Chuck Taylor, and a guy who I just can never, ever, ever buy as being a pro wrestler, Cheeseburger. and I didn't even know until now that they called the impromptu tag team of him and Chuck Taylor Chuck E. Cheese. So,
oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. I actually approve of that.
I approve of that too. But I don't know. I can't buy Brian Malonis as a wrestler, and I can't buy.
I didn't get to see this match, so can you give a brief overview of it?
All right. Well, pretty much the overview of it was, the heels were working a good part of the match. Cheeseburger was getting pretty much the shit kicked out of him most of the time. Kenny King was getting a lot of shine in as well. With all the his spots. Chuck Taylor, I feel like, was in there the least amount of time as well. Silas wasn't in here too much as well. Trying to remember. I was trying to think what else am I missing from this match. I'm going off the top of my memory here, and this was almost 2 weeks ago. I want to say Brian Malonis botched something, because I remember watching the guy and just going, oh my god, like I think he did because him and Beer City Bruiser were doing this spot where they like sandwich a guy, and like Brian Malonis just made it look fucking obvious that they like completely missed the guy 100%, and he's just, I don't know. But anyway, the big spot, the end of the match was I think they pinned the Cheeseburger. Yeah, I think they pinned Cheeseburger, where Brian Malonis slammed Cheeseburger, and then Beer City Bruiser goes for all the way, not across the ring, but I want to say 2/3 of the ring. He does a frog splash all the way across, which is impressive as all hell. And then Beer City got the pin.
It's in a way it probably, it does sound like it was a decent enough match. It still would have been like this still would have been like a mid card match in WWE in terms of like work done. But...
No, it would have been the work that you saw in the match. It would have been the main event on SmackDown. It would have easily been the main event on SmackDown. So the next one though, which was I enjoyed a hell of a lot, was the team of Ultimo Guerrero from CMLL. I've seen a lot of his work for the past couple, at least a decade or so. He did a lot of work at TNA. Teaming with the ROH champ Dalton Castle, who's just awesome as fuck to meet live. Versus Jay Lethal. And Volador Jr., another CML guy, very damn good. Very fun match. A lot of interesting and creative spots, to say the very least. Yeah, man. I will say though, I was pretty fucking impressed at the fans who pretty much no-selled Volador Jr. going into the crowd on top of people.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot that spot happened. Oh shit. What happened? He got he got powerbombed in the crowd, or he just went flying in?
He just went flying in.
Yeah, okay, he bounced off the barricade and then went right into the crowd. That's the thing about the Ring of Honor crowd. It's like if this was WWE, everybody would be going for the easy sue. Because they don't understand, like I I would say like if this is like in a WWE environment, like the people that would be sitting ringside would be the people that are like, oh well, I like wrestling, but this is just a hobby for me, and if someone touches me
Oh,
from like the ring,
dude. Imagine if someone went. Because I will say it's cool that WWE on TV has those taller walls. Because that's all they are. They're just taller walls with padding on them.
yeah.
Imagine if a wrestler fell in WWE over the barricade onto somebody's lap. Oh my god, you would see that everywhere. You would legitimately see that everywhere, because someone would go, someone would definitely write an article, or not even an article. They'd write a fucking novel on how the company's neglecting it. Meanwhile, Ring of Honor, because we're all a bunch of nerdy fucking weirdos, we're all like, this is the best wrestling show I've ever seen front row.
But it was
7 stars. 7 stars. This guy fell on my lap. And I no-sold it.
Yeah, no, literally, the crowd is being disrespected at all times. Cody not only just like spilled some guy's beer, but he like spit in the guy's face.
But even then, that guy is going that whoever that fucking guy was. I know friends that knew those people that were sitting there that were heckling Cody, that Cody did that to. And that guy was on actually wrote on like one of my friends' statuses. It was like, that was such an awesome show live. He's like, I love the fact I got under Cody's skin and that he took the time out of his match just to spin my face. I was like, my god, we're all a bunch of fucking weirdos. Wrestling fans are the creepiest bunch of people ever. Oh man, but yeah, man, but yeah, back to the tag match. It, like you said, it was the progression of the feud that was going to coincide between Jay Lethal and Dalton. Obviously, the Lucha guys were there to do their job, is to pretty much give you a great match for the night, and not completely, give enough of a sneak peek for the world title match, but not completely, be like, okay, this is the focus.
I thought it was great because they were able to get the Lucha guys some steam.
Yeah, that's
the guys
what I'm
that are
saying.
coming in from CMLL. You were able to, they were able to like get some momentum for themselves if they like continue to work in Ring of Honor, and especially when they go back to CMLL. Because every time these guys come here, they're getting fans. They're getting people from Ring of Honor who don't normally look at CMLL, and they're getting people to hey, if these guys are good here, what do you think they would be doing in their own company? So I mean, I personally would like, from some of their work and some of the things that have gone on with guys that have either gone to Japan or in Ring of Honor. I personally would love to watch CMLL some more. But
what I will say for you, you can go on the Fight app, like Fight TV or whatever, and it's completely free. So anyone could just go on the computer or even download it on your phone, completely free. And just search CMLL. They have all their shows on there.
Yeah, I think people should try and check it out.
When I first saw CMLL when I was like in the early 2000s, because my dad told me a lot about it during the 80s. It was really hokey, as well as the 90s, and then I saw in the 2000s. I was like, okay, they're really no selling a lot. Now you still see a lot of the flippy stuff. It really is more of an overkill sometimes than not. I can see why in America, like the old timers, like look at like some of the high flyers and will say shit, but it really is sometimes overkill. But nowadays, not so much. They really did slow down a decent amount. Also, too, the I like a lot of the interactions with the CMLL guys against the Americans, just mainly because you could tell there's a lot of times more than not a language barrier. So it's always impressive to see this pulled off.
Well, I've always heard that like primarily the language in wrestling is in English.
For sure.
I've heard situations where like they go and they call a match and they know enough English to call a match, and it's the same thing in Japan. If they're working with an American wrestler, the language of wrestling is English, and they can at least say, like, if you're going to go for like whatever wrestling move, they can at least call it in English, and everything else they don't know. So if you want to call a fucking like a lariat, like a clinch into a like a lariat off an Irish whip, they'll be able to call
it. For sure. You
try to ask them where the bathroom is, they're not gonna fucking know.
Yeah, el baño. For sure though, but yeah, the spot toward the end of the match was an attempted super power bomb from the top rope. I believe Ultimo Guerrero was the one going for the power bomb, and it was countered into a Hurricanrana with Volador Jr. getting the pin on Ultimo, which would be the the win going to Dalton and Volador. And like I said, I'd like to see more of these kind of matches live. But the next match is our main event of the card, and then we must get into 16th anniversary. We had Ultimate Mayhem, which I totally forgot was an 8-man match. I first saw Matt Taven versus Marty. I was like, wait, what? Where's the Bucks? Where's Adam? Where's the rest of the Kingdom? Then I totally was reminded that this was going to be a War Games style match where guys come out like every 2 minutes or whatever.
A lot of good stuff here.
Yeah. Yeah, he started off, kind of the way you would expect, where Matt Taven has to heal it up. Marty has to be a little bit of a baby face, even though his cliche is he's the villain. And then Vinny Marseglia, the Rob Zombie looking guy, comes out, heals it up as well. I'm starting to kind of dig the Kingdom a little bit. They're
I thought it was interesting. I
thought
one of the coolest spots was early on with Marty, when he's basically backed in the corner, like they go to the floor and they're kicking the shit out of him, and like they're absolutely kicking the shit out of Marty, and Marty ends up he grabs like a bucket and fucking just chucks a whole bunch of like the used confetti that everybody's been, because in Ring of Honor they throw those like ribbon confetti things into the ring.
Oh, streamers.
Streamers, yeah. The streamers, they always throw the streamers into the middle of the ring, and it causes a huge fucking mess. But the wrestlers don't really give a shit, and because the ring crew, I think the ring crew in Ring of Honor is a lot better than WWE.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, the thing with it is they treat it like a live sporting event, which it should be. Like, hey, a fan throws a stream in the ring. What do? Oh, I'm a wrestler. Oh, I'm either gonna use it as a distraction, Or I'm just not gonna give a shit and I'll work the match with the streamers in the ring. Fuck it.
But I mean, also how quickly the ring crew is able to like get all that stuff out of there too. I mean, like you see it like right before the match, they come in with the fucking like the long brooms, and then like they're just sweeping the shit up in like 10 seconds, which is really, I mean, for the amount of fucking streamers and shit, it is impressive. So the fact that Marty was like, and we don't, and like your dad's made the joke, and I hate to beat on a dead horse here, but if you go in any other company, a major company, it's usually like you said, it's a fucking kendo stick, a chair, and a table spot. And here we were getting like fucking impromptu, different, like different fucking
You're
like
getting
weapons.
trash cans.
Streamers as a weapon, trash cans. You had a chair, a table. You had different fucking things. It wasn't just the same bullshit over and over again.
For sure. And then fuck. Matt Jackson. I'm sorry.
Swerve?
No, wait, not yet. Matt Jackson comes out. He's the first guy to come out for the Bullet Club. He comes out, does a running dive, like a running senton from the stage onto the floor, on top of I think Matt Taven, and then he runs and does he does another senton out to the other side of the ring onto Vinny. Really fired up. Seeing the Bucks the first time live, you could really see there's an appeal to them more beyond just what a Jim Cornette would say. Oh, they're just a bunch of marks doing flippy shit. They have a presence. They do have a presence about them that when you're watching these guys, they really do feel like they really do carry themselves like superstars.
Well, everything they do is it has that.
They have an aura behind them, And then Matt and Marty are going around. Fans are doing like the two sweet. He's doing the one seat, whatever. And then you had a guy throw a fucking trash can right in Matt's face. You immediately had security come down, and rush the guy out. When you're watching it live, it definitely did look more, because it happened so fast live. It did look more like, holy shit, did somebody actually jump the fucking thing? But when you're watching it on TV, or it does look like, okay, you could tell it's Matt TK O'Ryan. Just because, they did the close-up on the guy in the Bullet Club costume, and you see him, do the wrestler hit. But but live,
though,
yeah,
it was actually a pretty good swerve, because it's like,
and the crowd,
oh shit, did a fan actually just like attack?
Yeah, the crowd, really were, really responsive to that. Like I said before, the Kingdom, I'm really starting to get into them a little more. It reminds me a little of a better Miztourage. They're all a little more exciting in the ring. Matt Taven, he is holding his own as a leader. I will say he could use a little bit more work in terms of, putting some muscle on, looking a little more intimidating. He's still a little too skinny.
Yeah, especially to like the other guys in his group. But he has a decent look.
Yeah, I mean, because you got one guy looking like Rob Zombie, you got another guy looking like Kid Rock. So it's like, you gotta boss these guys around. You gotta look a little. You can't have the same body size as them. You gotta look a little more intimidating, I guess. I don't know, or have them bulk up to where it looks like, okay, we're backing this guy. Then Nick comes out. Another babyface shine. You know, just comes out like a fucking house of fire. Him and his brother do all their tag team stuff. They are slowing down a little bit more, but you know, they are going to the heavyweights, which is fine. It's still I like seeing the spot where Matt flips like backwards into like a head scissors position for what's his name, Nick, to kick him in the face. And they did that about 2 or 3 times.
I love the spot where they had oh god, Marty went for the chicken wing on Taven, and he Taven countered, but immediately got like super kicked, and then Marty started just like kicking him up to get super kicked again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, there were so many good spots. One of the biggest, because it started to look like the heels started to go, like they started to get their stuff in, and especially when what was this, what's his face again? The big guy, I forgot his name. Shane Taylor. Was that Taylor?
Shane. I have too many discounts on Crave cases. Taylor.
Yeah, Shane Taylor.
This guy's terrible. I'm not a fan of him.
Yeah, the botch on the table.
I'm not a fan. I am not.
The botch on the table.
Dude, when you're a guy, like, okay, I've seen, like, I don't know how much this guy weighs. Kind of don't care to know, but like, see this guy lay on the table, and the table just buckles, and you're not, like, no one's pushing you, no one was touching him. The fucking link just fell. I don't know if they didn't set the table right or something, but yeah, maybe you should maybe you should cut down a little on weight. I remember one of the announcers, I think it was Ian Riccaboni, saying once, "Oh, Shane Taylor, cut down 50 pounds." It's not enough. I'm sorry. It's just this guy's weight clearly slows him down. But not to mention, though, I will say, though, obviously everybody else picked up the slack for him. He was protected in an 8-man match, and they gave him the less to give this guy to do, the better, in my opinion. But yeah, Hangman was the last one in.
Hangman came out like fucking, like, he turned the tide, man. He came out.
He's coming out there willing. He's coming out there. You know what I like about this? Well, I like when the baby faces outsmart the heels. He's coming out there wielding a chair. No one out there was coming out there with a weapon. He comes out there just wielding a chair. He does his vintage. Well, I say vintage like Michael Cole. Ugh, yuck. Forget I ever said that, folks. His patented. That was the word I was looking for. Spot where he drops the one guy in like a release Samoan drop, and then does a drop kick moonsault combo, and then him and Shane do the big man spot. I do remember. This is what I was trying to remember. Shane fucking almost botches going over the top rope.
Yeah. Everybody was yelling, "You fucked up."
Yeah. He got 2 you fucked up chants on this card. I'm proud of him. He did. I guess he did get better. Matt Jackson, I remember
to his credit, so did Punishment.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Matt Jackson, I remember thinking like, holy shit, did he hit his head Because you remember the moonsault he did, he had so much velocity to him, and maybe one of the guys dropped him, but I remember he like did the moonsault and just immediately dropped to the floor.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's
Nick, I remember landing his feet. Marty did the moonsault. I don't get why. I kind of don't understand why Marty doesn't like doing the spots. And I'm not saying in storyline wise. I'm also saying in the shoot. He'd rather not do it, but I don't know.
The thing is, it could be partially his whole gimmick is that he's a submission. He's submission and technical wrestling first. So
True.
He might not have been trained as much to be doing like the the high spots.
Yeah.
And to be honest, his whole deal is also partially, like he has the whole kind of like penguin gimmick stuff going on, and it's like doing chicken wing and everything else. So for him to be doing, and to be honest, give him the credit. Like maybe the whole thing is he actually can do it, but he just chooses not to. Because if he was that scared of like heights and doing a spot like that, he probably wouldn't have done it. And unless like if you behind the scenes and he outright tells you it's like, yeah, I don't like doing that.
Yeah, and then the next one, the next spot here, which is the one the internet was talking about. Hangman doing the moonsault from the balcony, the first balcony. What were your thoughts live?
Well, my first thought was when they started to go out towards the side. I was like thinking to myself, like, God damn it! I wish they had done that when I was sitting down there.
Of course. You would have been right there.
They were right by where I was sitting when I was when I was there at Final Battle. So we all get up because we're in the first row in a second balcony. So our view is kind of obstructed when they start to like go out. I remember a lot of the crowd is like chanting, "Oh, we can't see, we can't see." So we go.
Yeah, they're chanting, "Can't see shit, can't see shit,
can't see shit."
Yeah, I don't know. I got to see a majority of it.
As soon as that happened, both me and you kind of like went and like went right to the edge of like the barricade where because they have like a barricade there.
Yeah,
so you can't just fall over like.
I like the way the balcony's set up, where the seats aren't right up against the edge of it against the railing. It's like you have a couple inches to to kneel,
move around. Your knees are not like yeah.
It's tall people accessible. So I like I really seen that live. I was obviously really impressed. It was definitely one of the fucking more enjoyable things I've got to see as far as brawls into the crowd. Probably the best crowd brawl spot I've ever seen. This is even coming from a lot of All Pro spots where I've seen fucking Teddy Hart do a fucking moonsault off a monkey bar, but that doesn't compare to this, where he's from part of the balcony. He challenged Super Crazy a little bit because Super Crazy has done this spot as well in the same building. So big props to that guy, and not to mention he was able to finish the match as well. Obviously he was okay out of it, but that's just that's just how fucking quickly seasoned this guy is becoming for such, if not really a too much of a long time. So
Yeah, like
really
you
impressed
got to
with
give
him.
him the credit because he for a while he was like kind of an afterthought. Like he was
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
he was the B
he's
team.
he's the guy that they put in like like the matches where they're not gonna end up winning. It's like when they have like the like the 3-man tags and like like for the 3-man tag titles in Japan, but they don't win and they put them in like this fucking gauntlet and they have like uh, Bad Luck Fale and Takahashi and
Yeah.
yeah, so it's he was an afterthought, and now being like with him and being with the Bucks and getting prominent time to shine, he's actually like he's becoming a actual potential threat for a maybe a title run down the road, or hell being a top tier guy later on.
Oh yeah.
He's getting there.
I like I feel like I've been praising this guy a lot in the past year, and it's like he's another guy. It's just the Bullet Club guys. It's it's one thing to watch them live, but it's like I mean, well, on television I should say. But I get it. Like I get the hype. I get from the perspective of meeting them to seeing them work. They carry themselves a lot differently than a lot of indies do. A lot of indie guys do, I should say. They carry themselves like they are superstars, not wrestlers. They carry themselves like they are superstars, and it's I would suggest definitely trying to go to an ROH show, a modern ROH show now, as much as you can to anybody listening to this or whatever. What would you rate the card as a whole? As like grading, or we can.
I would, for just the entertainment value, just the overall entertainment value, the matches that they were able to set up, the booking was spot on. The booking was completely spot on, because you had a good. I mean, it was like I thought it was like tag team heavy, but for the most part, like the matches were good. Even really the like the afterthought matches, the matches that you wouldn't have expected to be fantastic, were spot on. Would have been, at least like you said, at least even the mid card matches for Ring of Honor would have been like the at the very least a main event in WWE in terms of just the work done and
Yeah.
the people being over.
Yeah.
And I thought majority of the matches were really good. I would say if I was going to give it a final grade, I'd say an A.
I'm gonna go with a minus or an A. It's obviously I have my nitpicks, and it's not Ring of Honor. Like when I give nitpicks, I'm giving nitpicks toward mainly the company. Ring of Honor themselves, the only nitpicks I could give you is find guys better than Brian Malonis and Shane Taylor and Cheeseburger. That's all I could say. It's just those guys I can't. The one thing I will say is I know for a fact they will not put a fucking main title on these guys. So it's like I can't really sit there and say, oh man, like they know what they have. And if these guys improve, by all means, I'm not gonna sit there and go, oh, I want to see these guys fail. No, not necessarily. I really, I want everybody to do good. As a fan, and someone that does a show, I want to see people do good. So, but anyway, we're gonna move on to the 16th anniversary for Ring of Honor. This was in Las Vegas, Nevada. You had two pre-show matches that were on Facebook Live. You had Sumi Sakai in a first round tournament match for the Women of Honor against Hana Kimura. I didn't get to see a whole lot of this match. But you know, Sumi Sakai, like, getting to see enough of her through this tournament, and as well as Jersey Old Pro and a few other promotions, Stardom as well. You know, solid worker. Obviously, for the little I saw this girl Hana, she was okay too, but it's kind of what I would have expected to go over. Did you get to see the pre-show matches or no? Hang on, Toll's on hold. Well, just 1 second, folks. All right, I think you back with us?
Yeah, sorry, I technical difficulties.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see that match. That was actually, I think that was the only match I didn't get to see.
You saw Brandy against Tenille?
Yes.
What are your thoughts? What are your honest thoughts? Well, putting aside all, you know, sort of fandom and everything, what are your honest thoughts of Brandy in the ring?
She still needs a little bit more.
I enjoy the girl a lot. I will say 2 things. One, obviously the in-ring perspective. She'll get better. She's not doomed for failure. She will improve. You know, she's great as a manager.
Lana.
She's great as a manager. Is the one that's going to take the bumps. However, in the ring, she needs work. And the one thing with her, I have a huge problem with, when she's in the ring, she's too smiley. Way too smiley.
I think she's trying to, like, take bits and pieces of her husband.
That's good,
because
but
it's
fine.
like, yeah, but he has that creepy smile. Like, she's an attractive woman, so it doesn't come off that.
Cody has the I can play a villain in a Batman movie with my smile and do a decent enough job, whereas like Brandy has the smile of I'm watching my kid and my kid's friends play in daycare.
Yeah, like
she has like a
really
mom
sweet
smile. She has a mom smile. I don't see her right now being a legitimate enough girl. Obviously, Tenille going over. I see Tenille Dashwood. You know, not. I would like to see her get the belt. I think it would be good. I think it would be a good move, especially with her getting let go, and she needs something really good to shine, and she is talented enough to, carry matches in a way. I would even suggest maybe even a heel turn down the road with the title, or when she finally does get, a little after she gets it.
I think it would be smart of them to keep her babyface for right now, and then once they find someone that can legitimately be, like a good babyface foil for her, then turn her heel.
For sure.
Because she already kind of comes off like a heel because of like her demeanor and like basically like the whole, she's still doing like it's all about me, and that just comes off like like a heel character.
Word. We go to the main card now. I had no fucking clue Time Bomb was going to be on this show.
Oh, I'm watching that match. I didn't realize he was either, and God, thank you so much. You've made my like, I was just like, thank you, God. You made my day a little bit less shitty.
Yeah,
I had a shitty day. I have had a shitty day from hell. The day I watched this, I had a pretty shitty day. uh, not going into, like someone fucking like night-owed my fucking door. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Well,
so that's something. And yeah, no, I was marking out to this match. It was so good. A lot of like that. I just love the thing where he's doing the flips and then like Takahashi's just like making fun of him. And he's like just skipping around.
yeah. Oh, the thing though, I had a little hard time with just this match. Not that the match where there was anything wrong. I'm just saying, for those that don't know, with the Honor Club, it shut off. This website shut down for the first half an hour of the card. First half an hour of the card, it shut down. So I had
see, Ring of Honor. You shouldn't have got those Filipino servers like WWE.
Yeah, didn't anyone tell you guys it's a bad idea?
It's a bad idea. That sucks. But I mean, that's a given considering it. You know what it probably was they probably didn't realize the amount of people that were gonna like be on like streaming all at once, because sometimes that happens. Like the servers get over worked and then everything gets like shut down. Or
Yeah.
it could have been just a technical difficulty.
Oh, dude, it was they weren't prepared for the server. I don't think Ring of Honor really knew how many people were actually going to buy the network. And I'm not even to say it's an insanable, insurmountable amount of people. I'm just thinking maybe their website servers weren't prepared for 2,000 people being on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, that's definitely the case, probably.
Yeah, I don't know, but I finger quotes went back and watched this. I finger quote didn't totally watch this as it happened. But yeah, I really did enjoy Hiromu and Flip. As terms of it's bringing, like, a match like this is bringing more out of Flip Gordon, a guy who is predominantly a flippy guy that like a Cornette would shit on, but he's getting character out of him in matches like Cody and a match like Hiromu, and he did another 450 spot onto the knees.
Which is, that's starting. To be honest, I think that's starting to, like every single time that's starting to become
do it in moderation,
formulaic.
Yeah, do it in moderation. Well, see, that's the thing, though. That's why I was fine with them two just sitting there on the ring mat, forearming. Jesus Christ, forearming each other in the face. As opposed to just going through the motions of what's his name there, Flip.
I love that he incorporated Daryl into the match.
But that's her. Yeah, but not for nothing. Let's not. This is not knocking on the guy at all. Al Snow to head is as to Hiromu and Daryl. That cat, that plush cat is why this guy is over, and it's not knocking on the guy by any stretch of the imagination. That's the American audience for you, and even Japan audience, obviously, as they respect him in the ring and they enjoy his quirkiness. The cat is a majority of this guy's fucking character now. But
hey, you get over however you need to.
Oh, of course.
Look at Animal Steel in mind.
Oh.
He was already. I mean, he was over, but I mean, already before then. But I mean, still. You get over however you need to. If you need an inanimate object and give it like personality, look at McFoley and Mr.
I
Sacco.
fuck you for taking the words out of my mouth. I was gonna word it differently. I was gonna say, so you had a guy like Mick Foley who struggled to even just get a main event in WCW and didn't even get a world title in the ECW, but as soon as he put a sock on his hand in the fall of 1998, 3 months later they go, oh, let's give him the world title.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, all it took, all these years, let me walk out there with a rat named Charlie. Let me put a catcher's mitt on my face. Let me dress up as my childhood gimmick, do love. Oh, I'm putting a sock. Let me put a sock in my hand. You are world champion. Congratulations. Anyway, Hiromu went over with the time bomb. I really enjoy that finish a lot. It's you know you're not gonna see anything in WWE like that. Which is, it's funny because it's not a pile driver, it's not a Canadian destroyer, it's not an overly flippy move. It's just spinning the guy on an angle to fucking air raid, to like somewhat of an air raid crash. And if you don't know what an air raid crash is, folks,
it's funny that you actually mentioned the Canadian Destroyer because they actually fucking did it in that match too.
Well, no, yeah, but WWE, oh, no. But I could see maybe eventually them doing this, because if they have Killian Dane doing the one wing angel, I could see someone looking at that and go, "Duh, we need to do that." Which, next match.
He's doing the one wing angel now. What the fuck?
Oh, he's been doing that for about a year. Ever since he got there, he's been doing the one wing angel, Killian Dane.
Fuck.
Yeah. Next match was a lot more brutal than I thought it would be. Punishment Martinez versus Marty Scurll. A lot more fucking. And Punishment Martinez, he is the Baron Corbin you want. This is the guy you sent out there to the music Baron Corbin has.
Oh my god! You know how we were joking that like Baron Corbin is like a roadie for like a band like Bad Wolves or like Slipknot or something.
Yeah. No, no. Fuck you, man. He's the roadie. Baron Corbin is the roadie for Avenged Sevenfold. He's the roadie for Avenged Sevenfold.
No. He's the roadie for oh god, that band. Oh god. What's a band that always piss you off about? Oh god, what the hell? I forget.
Nickelback?
No, not Nickelback.
The band that pissed me off. A metal band?
They do that. They do the cover of Careless Whisper.
Oh, it pisses you off. I like Seether.
No. I mean, whenever I make fun of it, it pisses you off.
Oh, well, yeah, all right, yeah, Seether. Well, you know what, though? Yeah, you know what, though? I could kind of see that, but also, too, he looks like his ringtone is Backcountry from Avenged Sevenfold. And, by the way, that song is just so fucking douchey. It's not even douchey because of them. It's douchey because
why do you hate Avenged Sevenfold so much?
When I was in high school, and I'm listening to I'm like a freshman in high school, and I'm like I just graduated 8th grade, and like people looked at me because like I was 14 years old. I was listening to Slipknot. Obviously, I was big into Korn, but I was just starting to get into bands like Job for a Cowboy, and I was also really into Killswitch Engage for a long time, and Slayer for like an old, getting more into them in the old school form of like that metal. I was just getting really into death metal, like Cannibal Corpse and Opeth and all that shit. And people go, "Oh, dude, I got a band you really like. What is it?" You go look up the song "Bad Country" from Avenged Sevenfold. And I was like, "Dude, this is douchey as shit." No, man, how do you not? They're like, "How do you fucking listen to? How do you listen to Killswitch Engage and you don't listen to this and think this is fucking cool?" I'm like, dude, all it is people that are all this is people that were into punk music that think they're all of a sudden into metal now. And like, I pissed off a lot of people just because of how much I argued with them that Avenged Sevenfold is overrated. But
I mean, I liked a couple of their songs, but I'm not gonna like.
I like some of their songs too. Like I like their album that they did with the drummer from Dream Theater, Mike Portnoy, the one where it had Nightmare on it. That was a good album. Yeah. I will say that was a good album. I'm not one of these people that are gonna say, "Oh man, I refuse all of these people's work." Just because I like one song, two songs, or an album doesn't mean I'm entirely a fan completely, where I'm gonna fucking wear one of your T-shirts or go to your concerts. So it's like I had no, so it's like I could give Avenged Sevenfold props, but it's not to say
you just gave us the perfect analogy about Baron Corbin. Like you just said, yeah, he had like one good match, but like it's not enough to make me a fan.
He had one good song. His performance on Monday was the song Nightmare.
Yeah.
And the majority of his work is that fucking album with Bad Country on it. But to make
I actually have. The funny thing is, I actually have Bad Country on, and I used to like the song, and now every time it's funny that you mentioned this. It's like every time I listen to the song now, I just skip it because I'm like so annoyed. It actually has made me tired of the song.
You know what? This is what will make you hate the song like I do. Just type in that album or type in that songs, and look at people and look at like try to look for punk fans reacting to it, because like. It basically was all right, here's the best way I can explain this, and then I'll make the analogy, or the joke I should say. That album to me was what a band was trying to attract casual, like, okay, you know how like WWE tries to attract casual viewers by like doing like crisscrossing with celebrities and all that? It's the same way as trying to bring punk metal fans into metal. That's what I saw it as. Which my mind is, don't try to bridge the gap. Just let people have their own fucking taste and decide for themselves. Oh, I like this band. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like this. I like that. Not, oh, let's merge them together. But anyway, the joke I was going to make was, Baron Corbin is the roadie for Avenged Sevenfold, where Punishment Martinez is the roadie for Killswitch Engage that stole the drummer's girlfriend.
No, well, he's not even a roadie. He's like an actual like. He's one of the fucking like actual like band members.
He's the guy that he's the guy that made the drummer go MIA, and they go, "What happened to so and so?" And Punishment goes, "He didn't make it." So who are you gonna get as the drummer? You have me now. Yeah, Punishment Martinez. I feel like I could praise this guy for a long time. But anyway, they compliment each other in this match. Marty and what's his name there, Punishment, and I always love the clearing the ring post spot by anybody, and just for this guy to do it so low key too, where like Marty's just standing there. He's just standing there arguing with the ref and about trying to do the powder. And here comes Punishment just diving over the fucking ring post onto security, Marty, and whatnot.
He's a fucking huge guy, too.
Yeah. What is he, like 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah, like he's close to being like the size of like Jesus. Like he's up there. He's on par with like what? Like how tall is Braun? Like about like 6'8"?
Oh no, Braun's dude. I met Braun. He's fucking taller. You know like, how tall I am.
He's like what? 6'9", 6'10" then? Wait, when the hell did you meet Braun?
It was one of the shows that they did in Prudential Center. I met him backstage when he was in the Wyatt family.
Okay.
And, like, as soon as he cut his promo, the one I played on here a long time ago, where it was like, I cut the head off a snake once. And he's like, he's like, I got it and drank his blood. It's in a much better place. I brought that pro up to him and I was like, dude, like I was like, I've been a wrestling fan now since I was like 5 years old, and I'm now, how old was I? I was 23 at the time, 24. No, I was 23. I was like, yeah. So I was like, dude, I've been watching wrestling for like 18 years, and I just gotta say, like, you have a lot of potential. That promo just scared the shit out of me, and he's just like. He just laughs, and he goes, thanks, man. He's like, I guess I did my job right. He's like, that's all I'm trying to do. But man, he's a big motherfucker. I'd say Punishment's probably as tall as Wade Barrett or Sheamus.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
From getting to see them as tall as they are, because you gotta remember something. In WWE, you have a lot of tall guys. In Ring of Honor, he's pretty much the tallest guy there right now. Like, if Donovan Dijak was still there, he would be kind of shorter, but he's the tallest guy there. So yeah, he's the size of like Titus O'Neil and Sheamus and all those guys. So
okay, yeah.
But Marty went over.
I didn't realize how tall they are. Huh.
Yeah, they're big motherfuckers. Yeah, like I said, when you make me feel shorter, you're gigantic, and I'm 6'3" for all those who obviously can't tell at home. But yeah. So Marty went over on a roll up. My dad nitpicked a little bit. He's like, "Oh, really? You do a really good match and you end it on a fucking roll up?" He's a smaller villainous guy against someone that's going out there and, flying around and being a heavyweight as well as a fucking high flyer. Yeah.
It's a way of him not like tapping out. It gives him credibility. It's the same thing that they like. Remember, I made that same excuse for. I mean, well, it's not an excuse, but it's a reason. It is a reasoning there. It's like when the Authors of Pain lost to Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah,
it's the same mentality. It's like anyone can lose off of roll up. It doesn't because you're basically using your own upper body strength against you because you're not going to be able to because you're being pressed down on yourself. So it takes a lot out of you to get out of a roll up. That's why you can end up losing, especially when someone's cheating and like fucking pulling on your tights too. And I thought that was really it was a good way of doing that. I mean I don't get the hatred for a roll up finish because I mean some of the greatest matches in history have been won on a roll up.
Ricky Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah, damn right.
Yeah, well, you know what, though? here's the reason why it's shit on now, by podcasters and wrestling fans now, is because we see so much of it. It's like, oh man, again. Because the thing now is, a roll-up is a protected finish. That's what the problem is. But it's not. It's mainly due to WWE, TNA. These companies are fucking like... That's why Toru Yano made it a joke to make the roll-up his actual finisher now. That's his actual fucking finish now, is a roll-up. And he obviously does that out of sarcasm, because everybody else does one in main companies. So, but yeah, anyway, we move on to, let's see, what was the next match here? Oh, Kenny King versus Silas Young. Solid match. As a fan of Silas, I selfishly, would have liked him to got the belt again, but that's just my thoughts, my opinion. But I liked Kenny's entrance, the whole coming out there and playing up the whole Vegas vibe. I thought that was pretty neat.
I thought it was a really good match. I never realized how agile Silas could be.
Oh dude,
he is very agile for especially a guy his age, and I know he looked good. I thought he did. I think he was getting heat on himself, and I thought the majority of the match was really good. I thought a lot of the false finishes. For a while, I thought Silas was going to go over. What did you think about who coming out?
Well, before we get into that, we gotta talk about the finish of the match. You thought Silas was gonna win. He had Kenny pinned. Todd Sinclair finally turns around and counts, kick out, and eventually leads into the Royal Flush, which is kind of similar to the F5, but not quite. It's instead of a DDT, it's just transition him into like a rock bottom, and we get the graced with the presence of the greatest man that ever lived, the Truth, Austin fucking Aries, the belt collector. Man, watching this live, I was like, all right, I saw them zooming in, and I was like, who the fuck is that? And I saw the face that looked like modern day Ringo Starr, and immediately knew, no, it's fucking Aries. What the fuck? Oh man,
I love the fact that this guy, like, you know what, the one thing that kind of annoyed me was, this guy is supposed to be, he's supposed to be the fucking champ in he's the world champion in another organization. Wouldn't he be, I don't know, challenging the world champion of this organization? But then they're like, oh, well, this is the only belt he's never won.
Wrestling politics. You know what, though? In a realm now where everyone is actually trying to be fucking Grand Slam champion, I think that's fine. By him trying to do that, go for the TV title, I don't see a problem with it at all. Me personally, I think that because he already held the belt twice, and he had that claim until Adam Cole won it a third time. So I really think that it's going to be a fun match, because those two have had pretty good matches in TNA and here as well. And, to see Aries back in ROH I think is awesome. Though I still, it's every time I see this guy get close to a championship belt, it does make me sad, because of how much he really is tarnished. just because of that one fucking comment, he could win all the belts he could win 20 belts. He still cannot win the purple belt 3 times.
Yeah.
It sucks to say, but
it doesn't really tarnish him in a way because in a way when you really think about it, it makes Neville look even better. Whatever he does, he's going to be
not when you're losing to Enzo Amore. And Kalisto. So no, it doesn't. I'm sorry. When a guy that had no wrestling experience is getting shit on by a 19-year-old girl who's a fucking psychopath, and a guy doing shoot interviews saying that he don't know the difference between Manny Fernandez and Manny Rodriguez, who's Kalisto, and you have someone who's been wrestling since like 1998, who now is going around winning like 5 belts at a time. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just kind of, to me, the belts are a little devalued now. Like the Defiant belt, the Impact belt, because you're just making that Cruiserweight title. You protected it due to fucking stupid reasons in WWE because they didn't see something in him because he has an attitude problem.
I don't know. Maybe my thoughts are it would have been smart for WWE to, like, if the reason that Neville lost was because he was hurt, or if they had said, hey, all the matches that he had with Austin Aries had taken something out of him, and then he goes in and he loses because he not only lost to oh god, what's his face? He lost that Japanese guy. He was with Titus Worldwide too.
Oh, Tozawa.
He lost to Tozawa.
I forgot about that.
He lost to Tozawa. He lost to Enzo, and he lost to.
Oh wait,
Kalisto.
no, I'm sorry. I got Kalisto confused. Yeah, Kalisto pinned Enzo. I got him for some reason. I was mistaking Tozawa for Kalisto because I totally forgot.
They honestly, they should have just like said, oh well, he's hurt, or given him some, because you know what, like you wanted. What was the real, like, when you really think about it, what was the end game there? What was the before we get into a major rant? What was the end game there?
There was none.
They were just doing anything to get, like, views, and Enzo was not a good wrestler. What was the fucking point? He could have been a heel. Why couldn't he have just been like? They could have just said, hey, he's gonna be a heel manager for somebody.
Yeah, why couldn't he be? Why couldn't he be the fake Guido Captain Lou Albano? Why did he have? I mean, not for nothing, I would have marked out if that fucking clown shoe put a fucking rubber band on his face. He definitely had the fucking the presence to do something stupid like that, but I don't know. But to get back to the card, because we kind of have to.
We gotta wrap it up, yeah.
Yeah, because there's so much shit I want to get into before we wrap up. Yeah. Before we wrap up for the day. So
yeah, we're gonna get through this in like 10 minutes now. Okay?
All right, we got 4 more matches. 4 more matches, so we can get through it. So anyway, SoCal Uncensored. Scorpio Sky, Christopher Daniels, and Frankie Kazarian go over the Hung Bucks of Adam Page, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson. I didn't even know this was a Vegas street fight. And, man, awesome match. Awesome. You could tell this is Bully Ray's creative. You could tell Bully Ray has creative input because this smells ECW all over it, and I loved the studded belt gimmick too.
Oh God,
that was really fucking cool. Talk about the fucking blade job Kazarian did too.
He was bleeding so much. What the fuck was this? I forgot what the spot was that he got busted open. Was it just like a chair shot?
It may have been. It could have been the belt. I'm trying.
No, the belt. The belt was off the back.
Okay, I'm trying to remember what the fuck he got hit with that he bladed.
Is it me, or has Ring of Honor been like bleeding more often lately?
Some more often than not. Sometimes it is hard way, but Japan's doing it too sometimes.
I have not seen Japan do it.
Kenny,
other than like Kenny. Besides Kenny and Jericho, I haven't seen that happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess you know what? Like, yeah, you know what? It is good, better like that because they do it so sparingly.
Yeah, that, let it be special. My thing is, dude, when you see blood, you know it's a war. And not for nothing, you have these guys dressed. You have all of SoCal coming out there in t-shirts and tape fist, and Daniels has his I thought he got a tattoo. He has fucking war just right on his arm. It's like you see that, and it's like you're in for something. You're not gonna watch a fucking wrestling match with wrestling moves and holds and whatnot. You're out there watching a fucking war. Oh, how about the spot where Scorpio sets up Nick to stand right by the chair with the kendo stick, and then Frankie does a fucking seesaw into within the kendo stick right into fucking
oh yeah, Jesus nuts. Christ. I remember that. That looked fucking brutal. Oh man. How about fucking Hangman going for his fucking finisher? He was about to do it on the studded belt.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then he turns it a fucking was that I forgot? Was it Kazarian or was it who was that? I forgot who was in the ring. Was it Kazarian? Because I remember him being busted open.
And they all have bald heads.
I feel like the Kazarian and Christopher Daniels with the fucking bald head. They look way too similar now.
Well, you know what? The problem with me though with these guys is I know too many people in my shoot life that look like them. Like Daniels looks like my boss. Frankie Kazarian looks like a chiropractor at the chiropractic place that I go to. Like these guys look too similar to people I know, so that's the only reason I could tell them apart sometimes. But when you're like thinking for like a split second, you're like, okay, who the fuck is it? Which bald guy? at least when Kazarian had hair, it was easier, obviously.
Well, I will tell you one thing. I think it was Kazarian. I think he was already kind of busted open. And
the only spot I'm thinking though with him and Paige was the one where they were doing the trash can spot, the trash can lid spot.
Okay, maybe. Are you sure? Maybe it was. Yeah, no, because they were doing the trash can spot, and oh my god, that was fantastic. That was fantastic, Jesus. He hits him with the like they keep hitting each other with the fucking trash. You know what that reminded me of though? That reminded me of that Iizuka match with the fucking chairs.
I'm sorry. The only thing I think of now with that match is a machete.
Oh god. No, I mean that brutal fucking like that pile driver into the studded belt.
Oh well, no, the spot wasn't. The spot. Well, I can't say it was ruined, but the spot changed because they accidentally kicked the belt away.
Yeah.
But not for nothing. There's no way you land on that. That's not gonna fucking hurt. So I mean, maybe it was better that they didn't fucking do a pile driver on it.
Didn't actually do it. But I mean, if you were in the crowd and you saw the belt, because unless you're like really up close, you're gonna go, oh shit.
Oh, also too, I want to mention when Kazarian was about to do the Angel's Wings to Adam Page, and Adam Page flips him onto the custom made table made of guardrails. I'd like to mention something that Soup said about a couple months ago, where like Joey Numbers was like, Christopher Daniels is 46 or 47 years old, and he's at the most I don't give a fuck moment where he'll go, yeah, I'll go through that spot. Yeah, I'll land on that ladder. Yeah, I gotta go to a chiropractor for like 5 days out of the week. I don't give a shit. Let me go on these guardrails. And he's just taking the bumps that all the young guys really should be taking. And he's just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I have a family. Fine, I don't care. Like, dude, you don't have anything to prove. Stop it.
It's gonna be like he's basically like he's the new he's the new Terry Funk and Undertaker.
Oh, dude. See, you know what? I wouldn't care about doing a KTR after this if I didn't watch Raw last Monday night. But I gotta mention old Mark on the after this show. But yeah, anyway, yeah, Christopher Daniels really is becoming like that veteran. He's just like, yeah, fuck it, he's Sting,
I'll just,
dude.
like, destroy my body,
dude. He's Sting taking the buckle bombs.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'll take a buckle bomb. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Thank God Kobe isn't in Ring of Honor anymore.
Oh God. Oh man. But I had a feeling that you had told us a couple weeks ago yourself. I had a feeling that that SoCal was going over. The spot was awesome. Like, one guy's zip tied to the ring post.
Oh no, they zip tied. No, but they had continuity to it, because the last time because remember the whole fucking Adam Page's kidnap thing? That was in Las Vegas.
Holy
so that's why they
shit.
zip tied him. Yeah, that's why they zip tied him to the thing.
Oh, that's fucking amazing. I didn't even know that. Well, he was duct taped though. He wasn't zip tied. But same shit. It's the same fucking thing. But, yeah, the spot was awesome. Having Kazarian do the sharpshooter, and then Daniels do the spot where he's doing like a crossface with the kendo stick. And then we go on to Cody Rhodes versus Matt Taven. Not bad. Fun back forth match between two pretty much rule breakers.
I love the one spot at the end. When he gets kicked in the balls by the rest of the kingdom.
Oh yeah.
that was like shades of like Bret Hart, like with the fucking like the again when he was wearing that chest cover.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the Goldberg thing. Yeah. Oh.
And I was like, that's what the first thing I thought to myself, but it was like he's wearing a metal cup. That's the fucking coolest. And it's like, it makes sense because he knew that was going to be coming, because they fucking kick people in the balls.
By the way, I gotta say one thing though. I nitpicked, and this is nitpicking. I'm not too big a fan of Brandy doing a Crossroads. Matt Taven doing a Crossroads. Oh, but Cody hits it now. All of a sudden, he got to lay down for it.
Well, that's the old, the old thing that they say. Well, he's the guy that's his finisher. Someone else trying to use your finisher.
I get it, but you're doing too much in one night. You don't need 3 different people doing it. Like, I don't know. It's just a nitpick. It's just whatever. But yeah,
it's a rule of 3. So usually in wrestling and everything, everybody does it by 3s.
Yeah, like WWE does stables.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, I like the Kingdom coming out and Bubba just constantly coming out there chasing the shit out of them.
I literally love how Bubba, like, Bully is like fucking basically like at this point he's like a fucking junkyard dog, and he's just like, oh, you're out there, you're fucking with the talent, I gotta go out and kick their ass now.
Man, but yeah, Cody goes over with the Crossroads, and I gotta say, as soon as I saw the Bear push him, I knew right away it was Kenny, and I was like thinking, okay, I can't wait to see this pop, because this pop's gonna be tremendous. Social media's gonna go nuts. What? And this is the selfish mark in me, where I was like, I wish we got this this moment in Manhattan.
Oh, you didn't want Marty. You didn't want Marty fucking singing Backstreet Boys.
As that was funny in its own right.
And then Ian
you can't compare
singing, and then like getting kicked out of the fucking arena.
Well, it's funny. Ian Riccaboni actually sang pretty good, I thought.
Oh man!
He sang right.
To be honest, I was fine with it. I thought they gave us a more personal moment.
No, dude, this was tremendously done. The fucking V-trigger right to the face. And then Brandy in this spot was awesome. She just the whole taboo thing of her kissing him and then going, "You don't like that, don't you?" And then doing the whole ploy that he's gay with Coda. I mean, and people are shocked. People are like, "Oh, Kenny's gay? Kenny's supposed to be gay?" Dude, you don't. I hate to say this. Clearly, you didn't watch Kenny Omega post. Pre 2014. For most people, didn't go back, or didn't go attempt to watch him. From 2015, 2014 on, or before, because this guy was doing shit with Kota Ibushi in 2010. This is not anything new. I've seen this guy in All Pro since 2008, and I had a feeling this guy was in the closet. Dude, did I give a shit? No, that's him. But people are all of a sudden fucking just shocked. It's could you I'm like, dude, he dressed up as fucking the chick from Aladdin. He dressed up as Jasmine from fucking Aladdin on Halloween.
And kissed Marty's girl. So what the fuck?
Which I'm convinced Marty's gay too, but that's pretty fucking obvious as well. But anyway, I digress. So it was a good story, great fucking build up for the Kenny Cody match. Pretty shocked that it's the same day as NXT TakeOver, which is also I'm very intrigued in. But yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fucking wrestling.
I just my whole thing is now that he's semi look, we don't really know if he's gay or not, and I don't really give two fucks. But my whole thing is, I hope that, like, and you have the internet crowd that's like, oh, he's gay, now we can't get behind him anymore. Like, I just don't want that to happen.
Oh, it's already, dude. It's already happening. It's already. People are already saying, I'm done with Kenny Omega. I can't be a fan of his. It's like, yeah, but dude, just because he's gay doesn't mean anything at all. It just means that's what he like. Yeah, and someone actually, I didn't even get involved. I just read some of the comments on this page. Yep, I Like Wrestling on Facebook, and like people were like, yeah, I can't get behind it because there's a wrestler and a fan is a wrestler. You want to live vicariously do a wrestler, and I can't vicariously live through someone that's gay when I'm not.
What?
That's why
that makes no fucking sense.
That's why I ignored that. Yeah, but dude, doesn't that pretty much epitomize how weird wrestling fans are? That they have to pretend. That pretty much goes to show this guy pretty much pretended he was Kenny Omega. If he feels like he can't live vicariously through Kenny Omega because he has a sexual preference of a different kind, yeah, maybe you were a little too much of a mark, buddy.
That's just fucking ridiculous. Like, we gotta talk about this on a KTR one of these days, because I think.
No, dude, but this is not the first time.
I'm gonna be honest. I remember when Russo made that comment about the whole Finn Balor thing, where like a lot of wrestling fans are. I'm starting to think he might be right with certain shit.
We'll talk about it. Well, you know what? We'll talk about it on this episode coming up.
Yeah.
Let's save it.
I'm now thinking about it. I kind of get what he was talking about.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I do not usually take his side with anything, but
no, not by any means. But anyway, folks, we go to the semi-main, which was the tag title match, Briscoes versus Motor City. A very fun, solid match for two veteran teams, two teams that have had they've been teaming for the better part of the 2000s.
I can see what you mean when you say Saban's limited.
I
actually know. I like the last match. I kind of gave him like the benefit of the doubt, but here he looks like he's in pain. He does. He looks like he's in actual pain from doing half these spots.
I want you to go back. Like, okay, I don't even need to fucking because I pulled it up. I'm pulling up the highlights here just to kind of refresh my memory a little bit. But I'm looking here on YouTube. Someone put up the highlights. They do a spot where Jay gets kicked to the ring side, off the ring apron, and Saban does an enchigiri off of the back of Shelly, and you see Saban needing to hold on to the rope to get up, and you see him like clenching his knee, and I'm looking at that now, and I'm like, oh my god, because he doesn't even weigh a lot. Like he's
hurt. You can tell he's
205. Like he's 205 pounds. When you're doing that like, it's different when you're like 300-400 pounds, 500 pounds even, and you need support. But when you're 200 pounds, maybe I don't know. I think maybe this guy should wear the knee brace that like Stone Cold used to wear and Matt Taven wears now, if he wants to still wrestle.
I honestly think I think Motor City is better off just going into WWE right now. So I feel like I'm not taking any. I think he can still wrestle, but I think he needs a slowed down work pace.
I like to see. You know what I would think would be a good career for them. do some matches in NXT, get the big pop that, oh shit, Motor City's here. This is awesome. Crowd's gonna go nuts for it. You do a couple matches with Red Dragon, do a couple matches with TM61, get those guys over, and then let Chris Sabin eventually transition into a trainer role. Same for Alex Shelley, because I feel like as cruiserweights they could offer something to the 205 brand behind the scenes.
Especially if they try to end up making a if they end up trying to make a tag team, or like a tag team division within the cruiserweights. I feel like
they're doing that, right?
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they're bringing out cruiserweight tag titles after Mania. That's what good old Dave is saying. But yeah,
I'll take everything he says with a grain of salt.
Yeah, he was. I don't know. Yeah, yes, and no. But anyway, this match was pretty much. I like the idea of the Machine Guns healing it up a little bit. We're not healing up, but they're just acting a little, tougher. They had to have a little bit of an edge to them. Sabin was doing a lot of high spots, which is, it was cool to see. But like I keep saying, you could tell the guy's forcing himself to do this.
Yeah, you don't want to see the guy, injure himself.
Yeah. Also, another blood spot too. We had Mark get busted open. Yeah,
I'm happy the Briscoes went over. I think they're right now.
Yeah.
I think they're more a well-known commodity, and I think they are the ones that naturally get heat. So.
Yeah,
I wonder if do you think they're going to continue this feud, or?
Probably they'll do a rematch. Maybe at Supercard of Honor, or they'll do it on television.
Who do you think is going to be the babyface team to chase after the Briscoes then?
I want to say the Best Friends, maybe. Doesn't mean they'll get the belts. Just saying that means they'll probably do, or maybe even the Young Bucks.
From being the Elite, I'm kind of thinking that they might be teasing a split between the Young Bucks.
I don't know. I think that'd be a fucking stupid move, if you ask me. Yes, me. That's stupid. Move.
I think it's I don't think it's gonna be a permanent thing, but they might actually tease something, and then they might split until like all this stuff is gonna go. I feel like everything's gonna go back to the status quo after All In.
For sure.
Everything's gonna go back to status quo after All In.
Yeah, I think this is all just All In.
I think at the very least, I think if there is a split between the Young Bucks, don't expect it to be forever.
Yeah, of course. Well, anyway, we go now to the main event of the evening. Dalton Castle defending the ROH title successfully against Jay Lethal. Jay's doing his patented, multiple suicide dives to the floor, and then he does the one off the side where the entrance is. In the middle of the match, where he hits Bobby Cruz. Bobby takes a nice fucking bump into the barricades. I also even like before that where he catches one of the boys and he just throws him down. Like, get the fuck off of me.
You know what I fucking loved about this match.
The Macho Man gear.
Yes.
As soon as I saw that, I went, Pat is a happy kid right now.
Damn right.
I popped for it too. I popped for it too. I was like, oh man, fucking awesome. Well, not for nothing though. The ROH TV shows, he's been wearing that as well, and I saw it myself. I was like, if he doesn't wear this on the anniversary, this is stupid. And he did. I was like, all right, cool, because he's wore this get up pretty. I think this is like the fourth or fifth time I've seen him had this get up, but I really like how fucking like this guy was he was a flippy guy for so many years, like at the beginning of All Pro and Ring of Honor, early stages of Ring of Honor and other indies. And now from him to see him do like a torture rack spot into a fucking a steamroller, that was like shit.
Well, that's how you go from like you go in a direction where you're doing a transition. I think to be honest, the best thing that ever happened to him was doing the whole Macho Man.
Oh, absolutely.
Like pantomime, because he was able to get himself over, and then he started to work like a heavyweight.
Absolutely. And, Dalton, too. Do you think... Because my dad caught this right away. Do you think Dalton's on steroids?
He doesn't look like he's juicing, because he would have like a whole bunch of like back acne, and then like, his veins would be popping out.
I think he's on the early stages of it. I'm going to be honest. He's looking... you see him compared to, like, 6 months ago. He looks kind of big. You don't get that big in 6 months. I'm sorry.
True. I think he's... I kind of want him to just stay where he is right now, because he was already big. To be honest, he was already big in when I saw him at Final Battle. He was already kind of big. So,
well, I hope the guy is just trying to just work. Maybe just get in the gym as much as possible. Maybe that's what he's just probably doing too. But I don't know. For some reason,
I mean, even if he is doing it, who the fuck cares then? It's his body.
Even then, I'm not one of these guys that, oh man, steroids are bad. Okay, I really do think if you take that and nothing else, sure, because when you start mixing, that's when you're fucking yourself up.
I think though the one problem that I have when it comes to that is you shorten your career by years when you do that. You affect it. You're giving yourself a boost. Like steroids are basically like, like you're giving yourself a temporary boost, but in the long run you're destroying your body, because your body's producing more testosterone than it necessarily needs.
Right.
It's like, you ever watch Dragon Ball Z when Goku does the Kaioken, and he's like 10 times stronger all at once.
Sure.
It's basically that. And like then at the end, like whenever he does it, like he's like grabbing like his fucking muscles, and he's like in like extraordinary amounts of pain. That's basically what it is. It's like every time you do that, you're fucking your body up.
Yeah.
And that's what steroids are, literally.
Yeah. I know. I know. I mean, I think it could be done in moderation, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I just feel like with this guy right now, he's in a good shape. He has his shit together. He may not be the tallest guy, but that's fine. You don't have, like, Bob Backlund and Bruno weren't tall guys. He comes out there, wrestles. He wrestles like a fucking champion, just deadlifting motherfuckers. Like, his fucking suplexes are like some of the best you could see in modern wrestling history right now. You know what the weird thing is? Like he's like this weird combination between like Kurt Angle and like God. Reminds me of a little Chad Gable.
Huh?
He reminds me of a little Chad Gable.
But the way he wrestles is like Kurt, like, but just like he has this kind of like, he's like this early Shawn Michaels attitude.
Yeah, kind of.
But then he has like I don't know, he's like kind of like a weird mixture between, like, if I was gonna say he was like anybody, I would say he's like a weird mixture between, um, like a Gorgeous George and like an early Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle. Like the technicality of like Kurt Angle.
I can
Mixed
see
with,
that. That's actually very good. That's a very good example.
I no, it's just like he's so like the weird thing is like when you usually see a gimmick like that, you think like a high flyer guy who's gonna like use his like he's gonna be more graceful and um like, he's still graceful, but it like his ring work is so like it doesn't feel like he's like the one thing like it doesn't kind of fit with the rest of Ring of Honor in terms of he's probably the most technically sound of anybody in the company right now.
Yeah, he I don't know. He the character doesn't match with Ring of Honor or what it used to be. Our Ring of Honor, what I remember, used to be straightforward guys in tights, boots with abs and flips. And to have a character now, I think is awesome because wrestling needs characters. But this guy is just a good hybrid of a good promo, good look, good character, and tremendous in the ring. Obviously, his in-ring work is the best out of everything. But yeah,
I'm actually excited for him and Marty. Then you know.
Oh,
I think that's going to be a good feud going forward.
Oh, that's going to be an awesome feud. I can't see Marty getting the belt right away. I'm gonna be honest.
Like everyone's been saying, Final Battle probably.
Yeah, that's what I've been. You know what? I've been thinking that too. So I got a bandwagon on that one. I think they'll probably give it to him in Final Battle. But,
the only thing is the only other real pay-per-view I could see maybe him getting it would be like Global Wars.
Global Wars or Death Before Dishonor is always a big one too. Best in the World. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Best in the World. Best in the World is like their big June pay-per-view. That's like a SummerSlam type of vibe to it. It's their big. That's like that's like picture if you've had what's a good pay-per-view to compare it to? It's like when King of the Ring was important back in the day, just without the tournament. Where it's like you talk about it all summer, you talk about it all June, you lead up toward it. But Best of the World's always been a big card for them, so maybe then too. But Super Card of Honor, I just think it's too close. I can't see. I hate to say this, but it would be very NXT of them to go, oh, it's the first challenge of this guy, and he's gonna win the belt. I'd say let it build a little more.
Yeah, they're probably gonna end up doing that because that's what they did with Dalton. Dalton had challenged before and because he had challenged Christopher Daniels and he got so close and then it was like kind of taken away from him. Mm-hmm. And then Cody ended up taking the belt. It was like kind of like, hey, I've been working for this for a while and you just come in and take what I wanted.
For sure.
I think that, it's better for him to chase. It's been such a weird way of doing this because it's like, are they gonna turn? What are they doing? Are they gonna turn Marty face and then have? It's a weird novelty to have a heel chase the baby face for the title. Yeah,
I know. But anyway, what would you rate? You give this an A as well?
Yeah, this was fantastic.
I give it an A plus. A plus.
Really? I thought this was a little bit better, but I wouldn't say this is like like.
I'm only good, but dude, I'm speaking as a fan that when I watch a wrestling pay-per-view, I want to watch a card that from top to bottom I can enjoy. And like again, there was no slouches. You know, all the guys I stated that are some of the dead weight in this company were not on this card. They had all fucking heavy hitters on here, so that's why I got to give that. Finishes were good. The timing of everything was good. That's why I'm gonna go A+. You know, it's just obviously
the solid A. I just think there was nothing
maybe even
here
a solid
that
A.
was. I give it a solid A because there's nothing here that is genre defining or you know
okay, yeah,
what I would consider something classic that you'll never forget.
Give it an A then.
I give it an A. It's just like I don't think like this you had nothing like a Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker type situation where you're like blown away, like it changes everything, and you know like I there's a lot here that I liked, and I'm not going to give it a B or anything, but I would just say, you know, I give it a solid A.
Okay, yeah. Well, you know what? I'll go with solid A. But anyway, that'll do it for AM Thunder now. Please, everyone, we're not ending. We're just gonna close the stream for a quick second. I'm gonna open back up for 101. So hang tight. It's not gonna be a long 101. But you know, I didn't want to let another week go by where there's a lot of topics I want to get into. So, and with that, we'll see you in a few moments. And you know, till next time, till like 5-10 minutes from now, keep it kayfabe,
bitches.